on your pee. Oh my god. We're back, guys, in part 2 of Doki Doki Literature Club Plus Side Stories. This time we are going to move on to understanding part 1 and understanding part 2. If you guys haven't seen our previous videos on Doki Doki Literature Club Plus, there is a dedicated playlist. I'll leave a link in the description, and obviously there'll be a card somewhere on screen and probably in my pinned comment. So yeah, if you haven't seen our last episode where we checked out Trust part 1 and 2, it was absolutely something, guys. You've got to check it out. But yeah, before we go on to understanding, while getting some of the other side stories, because if you guys did see that last episode, you would know that we didn't actually have these unlocked before. Yeah, while doing that, I got some really interesting stuff in this mail section here, and I haven't really gone into full detail and read it because I wanted to read it here for you guys in this video. So let's check this out here. I believe this is the first one. Yeah, it is. Having run the control simulation for a while, it's evident that a certain character is missing from any mention or appearance. This makes me speculate that Monika's meddling is less clumsy than we think, because she would have had to manufacture this character herself as a way of forcing interaction between her and the user. Could that be why the character has such limited and dissonant personality traits? Or am I reading too much into this? I'll open an issue to start tracking info and observations on the anomaly of this character appearing. What? So this is all about Monika and stuff. That's crazy. If you guys know, if you've got any theories, let me know. So the next one here from Ria Vorti, Untitled Mail Group. And this is the next day now, December 8th. Subject side stories now. This is about the side stories. Thank you to everyone who worked so hard on the control simulation. I can't imagine how tedious it must have been to so delicately hide Monika's elevated permissions from her without disrupting our connection to the VM. Just to clarify, all of the recordings labelled side stories are part of the control simulation, right? I'm noticing some details of the characters' lives here and there that differ a little bit from those in VM1, even trivial ones. Is it part of the butterfly effect from some of Monika's more fundamental changes, or is it a result of her just messing around with the other characters in VM1 as her own experiment, or for fun? So if I'm keeping track, we have what? Like 5 different universes in total, with 3 or 4 of them created and then destroyed by Monika, of course. It's funny because I keep wanting to speculate on which one is the real universe, but in reality, they all are. As real as ours is, anyway. Wow! What's this trying to say? There's all these universes, there's all these different AUs, there's all these different kind of timelines. Because of Monika? Because she stuffs stuff up? And it's kind of saying here that they've tried to sort of stabilize Monika so she doesn't mess with the side stories. Is that what it's trying to say here? Yeah, it does say that they've tried to hide Monika's elevated permissions. Subject, have a nice weekend. I'm on leave the rest of the week. Contact Ravi if you need to schedule server time, but I expect my jobs to run for a few days, since we've collected so much data this week. How about we arrange a meeting to discuss the results when I return? Wow, okay, so the next mail I possibly get, some way, somehow. Yep, it's going to continue. That's interesting. I just wanted to show you guys that if you've got any speculation, any theories, or just know what the heck's being had there, because just reading it up, I can't really collect my complete thoughts and know what's completely going on, to be honest. Let me know in the comment section down below. But anyway, we're going on to understanding now, part 1. I'm so ready. I'm so ready. The club meeting is suddenly interrupted by the sound of the door, causing Monika and Sayori to turn their heads. So yeah, we did literally leave off last time with someone coming in. We didn't know who, but it's very much most likely Yuri. Very much most likely Yuri. The door opens halfway, then stops. A face peeks inside. A face that seems familiar.
Hello?
Our girl! She's here! Hey! And she's already showing the shy! Of course. Of course. That's her trait. The nervous, shy girl. Dang! But she's got a whole lot of trouble brewing on the inside, as they all do. As they all do. Sayori's eyes widen, recognizing the girl. She very conspicuously mouths to Monika. It's her. It's the girl. It's true, the girl standing in the doorway is none other than the girl Sayori had come across reading alone in a classroom. Thanks to Monika leaving a flyer on her desk, it seems she's found her way to the club, so they are very much connected. One happens after the other, so it's detrimental, guys, that you check out the previous videos. It's detrimental. Because you won't know what the boss has been had. Last episode of Sayori and Monika was so special. It really was. Are you here for the literature club, by any chance? Am I in the wrong place? No, you're not. This is the literature club. Please, come inside. The girl fully steps in the door, but continues standing against the wall, avoiding eye contact. Our girl, our Yuri, it's alright. It's okay. Come on in! Sayori continues to fail, containing her excitement. It's happening! It's happening! Oh my gosh! Thank you so much for coming. Sorry it's a little empty. I'm Monika, and this is Sayori, and we run the literature club. Even though it's just us so far, but... what's your name, by the way? I'd like to join your club. Already? Wait, really? Are you sure? I mean, I should be good enough. Everyone is welcome here. You don't have to be good enough. Oh. Do you want to have a seat? We'd love to get to know you. The girl nods, sliding over to a nearby desk and gently sitting down. So, what's your name? The second time they asked, by the way, and now only does she get a response. Yeah, Yuri. I'm Sayori, and this is Monika. Sayori, I already... Nice to meet you. Do you like fantasy? Like... books? Yuri looks at Monika. Fantasy is cool. Yeah. Have you heard of Annabella DuPont? I can't say I have. Oh, well, she's my favorite author. I'm on her 5th book, and it's just, Yuri grins and presses her knuckles against her cheeks in joy. You could borrow my books. I wouldn't mind. You're really in for an incredible experience. Monika stammers, caught completely off guard by Yuri taking control of the conversation. She glances sideways at Sayori, silently asking for help. I'd love to. It sounds like you're really into them, so they must be great. I'm so happy I found this club. Oh, I'm so stupid. I left all my other books in my locker. I should have brought them. Yuri quickly stands up, even though they're already all standing up, by the way, but sure. I'll be right back. I'll go get them for you. You probably only need to bring one for now. Sayori nervously says that, noting to herself the considerable heftiness of the book that Yuri set down on her desk. True. Okay, I'll go get the first one then. Yuri exits the club room in a flash, leaving Monika and Sayori silently exchanging glances. So, this isn't only about Sayori and Yuri? Monika's still here too? I guess she just can't not be a part of something. Oh my god, I wasn't prepared for this. How do I handle someone so intense? I have, like, no experience with fantasy, except maybe stuff that I read when I was a kid. But that's probably like a joke compared to what she's into. Oh, I'm sure it'll be fine. In fact, I think it's neat that we have different people who are into kinds of literature. It'll be fun to learn from each other. Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree, but... what if this is her only interest? Doesn't it kind of seem like that? Monika, don't you think you should be more optimistic? We have a new club member. There shouldn't be room for anything but happy. I'm excited to get to know her more. Aren't you? Yeah, I guess you're right. Sorry for being so hasty. I just got really anxious all of a sudden. It's because you're afraid of not being able to take the lead. What the heck? It's kind of scary how you can point out things like that, Sayori. I just like learning what makes people happy or sad. Yeah. Hey, you know what? You'd probably be great at helping Yuri feel comfortable here. Okay, this is when it's probably just Sayori and Yuri time. Okay. Sayori? Is that the ship name? Maybe you could take a break from helping me with the administrative stuff and just focus on spending time with her. Yay, that's exactly what I want to do. Besides... Sayori lowers her voice. I'm probably going to need all the time I can get. She taps her finger against the dauntingly chunky book Yuri left sitting on the desk. Right afterwards, the door opens to reveal Yuri's return. I'm back. Her breath is slightly heavy, which, combined with her short time gone, indicates she may have ran at least part of the way. She makes her way back over to Sayori and sets the book down on her desk. Could you just imagine Unit Yuri just pegging it down the hall? If I was there, I'd probably run. Just as Sayori feared, the book Yuri bought for her is just about equal in size to the one already on Yuri's desk. Well, there are probably a few things you should know before getting started on it. There are some things that are more explained in other books that take place in the same universe, so going over those would be good to keep you from getting confused at the start. Sayori nervously interjects.
Well, I was thinking that maybe today we could just get to know each other a little bit more. You know, I think, like, if we're gonna be reading together, then I would like that.
From across the room, Monika smiles and nods at Sayori, while Yuri isn't looking.
Okay.
Yuri sits down, then looks at her book, then glances around the room, showing no indication that she has anything more to add.
So, what made you decide you wanted to join the club? Well, I like reading, so I was immediately interested. I had no idea someone was starting a literature club, but that's my fault, since I haven't been paying attention to any of the club recruitment advertisements. I only found out because she...
Yuri glances over at Monika.
Monika came into my classroom, put the flyer on my desk.
Suddenly Yuri's face darkens, and she shakes her head at herself.
I was so stupid. I got too nervous and couldn't even look up, so she just walked out. It took me several days to just come here because I was afraid that Monika told everyone how inconsiderate I was, but I decided that was probably irrational.
Wait. No, that was totally my fault. I felt so bad about interrupting you that I just walked out. I was actually really hoping that you would come by. Yuri exhales in relief.
I always seem to interpret things as the worst possible scenario. Well, I was really nervous to come here for some other reasons too.
You could see why everyone loves the Doki Doki girls. Like, sure, some of their personality traits are so, exaggerated. And they do have typical, dairy types and stuff. But they really are quite relatable. They really are. I mean, there's so many Yuris, there's so many Sayoris, there's so many Natsukis, and there is so many Monikas out there. There really is. I mean, sure, not in the most exaggerated ways that they are portrayed in this game, but in the more subtle ways, in the more realistic ways.
Such as there being too many people. Not that I mind that much, but I have a really hard time having to meet a large number of new people at once. So, it's actually amazing that it's just the two of you. I definitely came at the right time.
Aw, that makes me happy. I'm proud of you for working up the courage to come.
Yuri smiles warmly to herself.
I've never really had the privilege of sharing my interests with others before. It's so hard to find others who are into the same things I am, except online. So I thought the literature club would provide a chance for me to do that.
What kinds of other things are you into?
Like, genres?
I don't know, just anything, even if it's not literature.
Oh, just things you would think are dumb.
Like sharp, pointy, sharp, pointy things. Like I said, guys, there's many Yuris out there. But hopefully you're not one of the Yuris that like those sharpy, pointy. Sayori pauses, a look of concern on her face. You should be concerned.
How about I'll tell you about something I'm into, and then you can tell me about something you're into?
I suppose that would be okay.
Okay. Well, I'm pretty into, crafty things. Like making cute little collages or decorating things like cards or jewelry boxes. My room's always cluttered with random stuff because I keep buying things to make gifts for my friends. But then I put it off until the last minute. So yeah, that's something kind of silly that I'm into.
You sound quite creative.
Not that much, it's just that you'd be surprised by how much you could do with scissors and glue and stuff.
So I have to share something that I'm into now, right?
Sayori nods.
Well, I guess I'm into nature.
I love nature. Monika, I'm gonna start a nature club.
No, you're not. You're stuck here with me now.
I'm not.
Oh, yeah? Well, I hereby appoint you as Vice President of the Literature Club. Okay, this is when she officially becomes Vice President.
There.
Now you're stuck with me.
Hey, don't give me responsibilities. Oh, I'm sorry, Yuri. I interrupted you. Go ahead.
It's fine.
Yuri pauses, feeling awkward after having gotten cut off.
I like going out into the woods or to the park. Just places where you can walk or sit and not have many people around. It's peaceful. Just nice to kind of remove myself from everything that matters and let my racing mind operate autonomously for a while.
When do you like to do that?
It just depends on my mood. After school, on the weekends, whenever I feel like I need it.
Wow, I feel like I would never have the time to do something like that.
I find that we have a lot more time than we think we do, and if you don't let it slip through your fingers.
That is exactly correct. We all say it, we're too busy for this, we're too busy for that, but really, when we're sitting there for the 10 minutes doing nothing, we could be doing something. We could all be much more productive. We really can. It's a lot harder, like, said than done, of course. We've been there, we've done that. We're still being there, and we're still doing that. But yeah, like I said, it is true. We have a lot more time than we think. The three continue their conversation, led primarily by Sayori, but with Monika chiming in every now and then as well. Monika had intended to leave it to Sayori and focus on her own work, but she found it difficult to not join in. Before they knew it, the end of the day was upon them once more.
Oh, it looks like we should be wrapping up for today. So are you two going to be starting on that book the next club meeting?
That's the plan.
I'm so excited.
Sayori beams, Yuri collects her things. Once packed, Yuri wordlessly waves to Sayori and Monika with a gentle smile.
Bye.
As Yuri exits, Sayori enthusiastically returns her farewell. Once again, Sayori and Monika are left in the club room. No! This is all meant to be about Yuri! Where's she gone?
Sayori, you're a lifesaver.
I didn't do anything. I just talked.
Still.
Besides, it really lifted my mood. It feels really nice when I can put my energy toward other people like that. She was really excited to be included, you know. It made me happy.
Well, there's no doubt in my mind that she'll have a great time here, with you engaging her. How are you feeling about starting the book of her next meeting?
I'm kind of scared, but I think she'll be happy as long as I'm trying my best.
I think you'll do great. After the surprise of a new club member, it seems that everyone has their spirits lifted with something new to look forward to. Hey, yo! Is that part one? Is that part one? That was part one. That was part one. No, it wasn't. This is still part one. Another school day ends. Swallowing her anxiety, Yuri makes her way to the club room, expecting to be the last one to arrive. As she opens the door, she's surprised to find only Sayori in the club room. Hey, it really is just them now.
It's club time again. Monika went to the computer lab, so it's just us today. Is that okay?
Yuri silently nods, unable to make eye contact. She's probably way more comfortable right now with Sayori anyway, so yes! She should be fine with this.
I'm sorry about yesterday.
Huh? Sayori tilts her head, unsure of exactly what Yuri is talking about.
Well, I mean, the way I got overly excited to share my books and how you had to stop me so we could talk first. It was so inconsiderate of me. I got too excited and forgot to think about everyone else in the club. So...
Yuri, you didn't do anything wrong. I thought it was cute how excited you were.
Well, still, I think I changed my mind about the book. We don't have to read it.
Huh? Why?
Because I know that you were just humoring me anyway. In retrospect, it's obvious that nobody was truly interested.
But if you like it so much, then it must be worth sharing.
I've already decided I'll join the club, so you don't have to try so hard to entice me.
That's not what I was doing.
A moment of uncomfortable silence stretches between the two of them. They've read each other wrong. Well, Yuri, I think, just read Sayori wrong. Yuri, girl, don't get uncomfortable. Don't get shy. Don't think the worst things as you said you do. Don't do it. She was truly interested. Dang. That automatic pause. I felt it.
Well, the thing is, we don't have any other club activities yet. I mean, Monika and I have just been working on recruitment stuff mostly, so it just sounded like something fun that we could do together, reading your books. You know, like as a club activity. That would be okay, right?
Why am I being so resistant to this anyway? It's exactly what I wanted in the first place, and you're being so nice about it. I really don't know what's wrong with me. I'm sorry for being like this.
You don't have to apologize. Just tell me if there's anything I can do to help you feel more comfortable here.
Sayori puts her desk up against Yuri's and sits next to her. The book in question is already on Yuri's desk. Peering over, Sayori reads the cover of the book.
Dusk Bell. Part 1 of the Everlast Saga. It's Dusk Bell by Annabelle. Sorry. I'm ready now.
Yuri no like it!
Oh right, I should probably get some paper.
Yuri grabs a spiral notebook of hers and tears out a few sheets of paper.
Wait, how come you need paper?
Oh, it's useful to draw things out sometimes. Like maps, timelines, family trees, or just for taking notes.
Notes? I mean, yes, that's an effective strategy.
Exactly. I'm sure it'd be especially helpful for someone new to the genre.
Sayori's joke flew completely over Yuri's head. But thinking about it, she decides that it's probably for the best that it did.
Well, I'm not used to having company through this, but I'll try to help make it as accessible as possible.
I trust you. You're like super smart.
Oh, please.
Yuri tries to dismiss the compliment, but she can't hide her smile and light blush.
You can't generalize intelligence. I'm only smart in the things I have a lot of experience with.
Dang! These lines, the truth, man.
Contrarily, I'm all for anything involving real people. That should be evident enough from the 2 days I spent here so far. So in my eyes, it's everyone else who comes off as smart. Especially you.
No.
Sayori rubs her shoulder against Yuri's. Hey, getting a little close and personal.
You're such a sweetheart when you're not being shy.
Anyway, would you like to get started?
Okay.
After the minor diversion between them, the two get back on track with their planned club activity. Yuri begins to guide Sayori through the basics of the fantasy world her story takes place in. The more of it she details, the races, factions, history, elements of magic, the more questions Sayori seems to have. But despite Sayori's expectations, Yuri eloquently guides her through it in a way that it's fun to follow along. I would love Yuri to describe fantasy to me. It becomes evident that the world-building aspect of the story, not just the story itself, is one that Yuri finds her passion leaning towards.
How do people come up with this stuff? It's like the exact opposite of the kind of writing that I do.
What kind of writing?
Oh, like poetry and stuff like that. The things I write are just like putting down the feelings that come into my head, you know? But this is like, there must be so much planning and hard work.
You're into poetry? I think there's an appendix that includes some of the kingdom's written works, like poetry and folk songs.
No way.
Yuri giggles, filling Sayori's heart with happiness when she realizes it's the first time Sayori's heard Yuri laugh. It means Yuri must be having fun.
Anyway, I think we can get started reading now, if you're ready.
Okay, but I can't read very fast.
Oh, that's fine. I'm very patient. Patience is something I pride myself in.
I see.
Sayori's face is like, Sayori jots,
Yuri is patient into her notes.
Hey, that's for the book.
I'm just kidding. But I'm kind of glad you're patient because I need that sometimes. A lot of times.
Sayori flips through the first few pages of the book, getting past the table of contents.
Okay, chapter 1.
The room becomes silent as the two of them begin to read, but the silence only lasts for a moment before Sayori speaks up again.
What does vindicate mean?
Well, in this context, it essentially means that he was proven innocent.
It's okay to ask questions, right?
Of course.
Sayori turns the page.
Are these footnotes?
A lot of the dialogue has cultural references that require explanation to be understood.
Huh? The two continue reading. Yuri's relaxed expression remains unchanged. Meanwhile, Sayori's expression grows tense as she tries to make her way through the dense text. Up until now, their expressions had been reversed, with Sayori easily navigating social situations and Yuri struggling in them. But The tables have turned. Yuri is in her own court. She is completely comfortable. The ball was there. She is holding it. She's got all the power right now, and Sayori doesn't know what to do. All right. That's good. That's good. It's Yuri's turn.
Wait, are they talking about the past right now or the present?
Where?
Right here.
They're talking about the past. These paragraphs are describing a flashback that Barons is having.
But they didn't tell me that.
It's implied through the context. Sayori rubs her temples. I honestly don't like doing that. It feels really weird. The two of them continue with Sayori asking fewer questions. She begins to understand the value in the notes as she finds herself referring to them somewhat often and even adding to them. But her reduction in questions comes to not from her getting used to the reading, but rather from her fearing that she'll come across as stupid. Aww. These girls not need to worry. They not need to worry. At last, Sayori reaches the end of the chapter. I think we can stop here for now.
Okay.
Sayori takes a deep breath and closes what little of the book she's gotten through so far. So, what are your thoughts up to this point? Sayori tries to find words.
Am I doing well so far?
Huh? I'm not sure I understand.
Well, I don't know. When it takes me so long to read and understand things, it makes me feel really dumb. But I really like how into it you get. And it makes me want to keep going and to keep doing my best so I can see it the way you do.
Oh, that's probably not exactly what she wanted to hear. The relaxation in Yuri's expression fades. Sayori said it as nice as possible, but it's still something she didn't want to hear. Even when it was put that nicely. I see. Yuri quietly gathers her things. No! Oh, this has put her off big time. This has put her off big time.
We can continue tomorrow, right?
Yuri pauses, then shakes her head. Our girl, our Yuri, our one and only. No! We can do something else tomorrow. Okay, so she's not going to leave the club, but she doesn't want to continue that. She is not going to continue that. That rubbed her the wrong way. Again, Sayori said it as nice as possible, you know? But she ain't taking it. She only wanted one response and one response only, and we know what that was, and that was just for Sayori to just love what the heck it was all about.
But
I'm sorry.
Wait, sorry for what? I don't understand.
I'm sorry. I don't want to do this anymore. That's all. I'm sorry that I made you.
Huh?
Yuri leaves.
You weren't making me.
Sayori's left alone with her words.
How did this happen? We were having fun just a second ago. It's my fault. I said something stupid and hurt her. I should have just told her that I enjoyed it. Monika trusted me with this. It's the only thing I'm good at, and I still messed it up. What if she doesn't want to come back?
Drowned in guilt, Sayori stares blankly at her desk, spread with notes. The book sits next to them.
Right. If she wasn't coming back, then she wouldn't have left the book here. Right? Unless she forgot to take it with her. This is horrible. Was it really because she thought I wasn't enjoying our time together? Or maybe she wasn't enjoying our time together because I'm not good enough. I probably let her down so much by having trouble following along. Yeah, I'm sure if I was smarter, she would have been having so much more fun. Oh, I need to do better for her.
Thanks. Hey, it's got to end like that. Why is the end's always got to be like that? We had that with part 1 of Trust, and now that's happening here. For the first time, Sayori is the first to enter the club room. Hey, that is the first. She's always late. Anxiety courses through her relentlessly. Will Yuri show up today? Sitting at a desk, she stamps her feet in an attempt to calm down.
Why am I letting this affect me so much? I'm doing everything I can to make Yuri happy. But my best just wasn't good enough. But it was still my best. I'm letting everyone down. I'm always just such a disappointment.
Sayori continues to wrestle with her self-deprecating thoughts. Every tiny noise causes her to lift her head in anticipation of Yuri's arrival. Dang, I don't know who was hit harder, Yuri or Sayori. I suppose in their own right they were both hit just as hard, you know? They're just both as affected as another. Minutes pass and nobody enters the club room. Not Yuri or Monika. Where's Monika at? She just disappeared yesterday. Where you at, girl? There she at. Hi. Gosh, I'm so late. Why did I offer to help those other students with their work? I'm such a pushover sometimes. It's going to leave such a bad impression on new club members like Yuri if I'm not the first one there. Monika rounds the corner, approaching the club room. As she does so, Yuri? Hey, okay, there she be. Yuri jumps at the sound of Monika's voice. She's sitting outside the club room against the wall next to the door. Embarrassed, she quickly closes the book she was reading and stands up. Oh gosh, I'm so sorry I'm late. You didn't have to wait outside for me. The door to the club room was open. It's not, Yuri stammers, unable to explain herself. She peers inside the club room through the window, then looks away. Actually, I was just, wondering if I could help you today instead. She's put right off. She does not want to get close to her right now. She does not want to be in the same room. I get it, I do get it when someone doesn't like something you don't like. It does kind of hurt, it can, but you gotta understand that not everyone's going to be into what you're into. But you gotta give Sayori points for saying it the way she did. Like loving how passionate she was, and that passion really wanted to make her like try even harder with her passions and with her just general self. She did say it in the best possible way, you know? Like if she was a little harsher and said, nah, I don't like this is garbage, and then just walked away, sure. But she did try say it nicely. I was just, I was wondering if I could help you today instead. Huh? Me? With club publicity stuff? Yes. Monika's utterly confused. Why is Yuri asking this all of a sudden, when she was so eager to spend time with Sayori before? Did they not get along after all? Well, they did, but then they didn't. Monika looks into the club room herself to see Sayori sitting alone inside. Okay, it's kind of a simple job, but I'd be happy for you to tag along. Me too. Monika is worried, but she finds it difficult to insert herself into whatever conflict that may have arisen. It's a little ironic, she realizes, that she could be so conflict avoidant after having been in the debate club. Okay, let's take a walk together. I just have to make copies of this new flyer, then go around to the billboards and replace the old ones with the new ones. Yuri nods and the two set off. Sayori though, she all alone. The two walk in silence. Without Sayori, Monika finds it quite difficult to strike up a conversation. So, how's everything been going so far? Fine. That's good. Neither of them follow up with anything more. Dang, man. Dang. Sayori's the catalyst. She gets things going, she makes things happen. She does. Monika tenses up at the stinted conversation. How the heck does Sayori do it? Sorry I didn't see you yesterday. I went straight to the computer lab to work on flyers. Sayori told me. What did you two end up doing yesterday? She is not gonna mention it, is she? Yeah, not in full detail. Just some reading. Oh, I'm glad. It's really starting to feel more like a literature club now. Yeah, it's kind of funny. I felt so intimidated at first when I heard about the kind of reading you were into. But you know, it's kind of stupid of me, because I'm just intimidated by things I'm not good at. And it's silly to assume that everyone who comes to the club will just have the same interests as me. But it's so cool that you were able to get Sayori into it. It's like the club is working. I'm really happy about that. She's not into it. Huh? She's not into it. And I'm stupid for forcing it onto her. Yuri falls silent again, as if she started her thought but can't figure out how to continue it. Did something happen? Yuri sighs. No. It's just me. Yuri pauses. Huh? I'm thinking. A moment passes in silence, then Yuri shakes her head. I shouldn't be complaining to you all of a sudden. Don't be silly. I won't think you're complaining. I just want to make sure you're welcome. If it's important to that, then you could tell me anything. Well, I do feel welcome. Too welcome, I guess.
It's not an issue with the club, it's just an issue of me. So I feel wrong to inconvenience you with it.
Monika pauses and thinks. Well, what if we put it this way? It's my job as president to understand the needs of the club members, right? We're going to have all kinds of people joining this club. Hopefully, anyway. Yeah, like... one more. And learning about the diverse needs and interests of everyone will help me come up with club activities that everyone can be happy with.
That everyone can be happy with? Not just only some people?
Of course. I need to be looking out for everyone. Otherwise, what kind of club would it be?
I see.
Yuri looks a little more relaxed. It signals to Monika that switching from a sympathetic approach to a pragmatic one was a good choice. Each individual truly does have their own needs.
Okay.
Yuri takes a deep breath.
I'm really weird and I'm a really awkward person. I've accepted that about myself. I just don't know how to, I guess, connect with other people. How is it so easy for everyone else? How do you just make conversation about an arbitrary topic? I talk for hours about the things that I'm into. Unfortunately, so much that I don't know when to stop. But for anything else, I just have no idea what to say. So, I understand that about myself. I'm just not good with people. I can't help it. So it feels like whenever I'm confronted with a new social situation, I'm either ignored or made fun of, or taken pity on. And Sayori falls into that third category.
She what? Hold on, you're saying that Sayori's taken pity on you? That is not Sayori, though! Again, she's taking this the wrong way, completely. Yuri nods.
I just want to be treated like a normal person. If you don't like me or you don't connect with my interest, then just tell me. I can accept that and move on. Sayori is just too nice to me. I'm so stupid for not realizing that she would just go along with whatever I pushed her into. Nobody deserves to be put themselves through that kind of discomfort. Just because they pity some weirdo who doesn't know how to make friends. It's the worst feeling. I hate it.
Yuri's sharp words cut through the tense air. Somewhere in the middle of the conversation, the two stopped short in the hallway, prioritizing the conversation over their original task. Monika looks at Yuri. Yuri only looks down with her fists clenched. I think you should tell her that.
I could never say that to someone's face. It's pathetic.
Sayori's different. Making people happy is the most important thing to her. I'm sure that's all she's trying to do. So if you're able to explain to her what makes you happy, then she'll do anything to make it happen.
That's the problem. What kind of friendship has one person always trying to cater to the other person's weird needs? I'm sorry. I'm making myself sound so...
No. I think I'm starting to understand. Monika hesitates to finish her thought out loud. It's something that Sayori would be able to say better. Sayori is someone who would give anyone however much kindness they need in order to smile. But Yuri, who has difficulty accepting kindness, must be driving Sayori to be even more assertive in her kindness, further exacerbating the matter. Neither person is to blame, but it's an issue that can be resolved without them understanding each other better. Dang, yes, with the way Yuri is, it's amplifying Sayori and the way she is that much more, and it's just too much for Yuri. Way too much. Sayori wants to be your friend. I promise that. It's okay for different people to have different needs. I mean, Sayori, she has her own needs too. But good friends work together and can be what they need for each other. You just have to have good communication and talk about it.
I don't have good communication.
Yuri stops and shakes her head.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that. My head is just... it's so resistant to everything. I'm pushing such a kind person away from me because of it.
Yuri pauses to think.
I'm so tired of this cycle I'm creating for myself. I think I'm so afraid of people pushing me away that I just push them away first. How thoughtless and immature of me.
Yuri takes a deep breath and exhales.
I didn't mean for this to turn into a whole venting session, but I understand now that I just need to communicate with her.
You're totally fine. It's for the club, remember? You're just helping make the club a better place for everyone.
Yeah.
Yuri falls silent again. She looks like she wants to say something. But she does?
This kind of critical thinking is something that I'm really bad at. You know, about people. So, thank you.
Anytime. Monika smiles at Yuri. For just a moment, Yuri finds it in herself to meet Monika's gaze, returning a shy smile of her own. Hey, Yuri getting cozy. Cozier at least. Okay, she's warming up. She warming up. Yuri and Monika finished replacing the old flyers with the new ones. More accurately, Monika mostly did the work while Yuri followed along. But as the club room once again draws near, so does Yuri's confrontation.
I can't do this.
Yes, you can. It would be great. Yuri sighs and shakes her head.
I'm never going to feel confident enough. I just have to do it. If I don't do it now, I never will.
Yuri starts towards the door, but then turns to face Monika.
You're not just going to wait outside, are you?
I could take a walk. Want me to get you a coffee or something?
Actually, I prefer tea. I like to make my own though, so please don't worry about it. Although I suppose that's one downside of reading here in the club rather than at home. I don't get to drink tea while reading. Sorry. I guess that has nothing to do with this.
You know, now that you mention it, I bet we could get permission to keep stuff for tea in the club room. You can use, like, an electric kettle to heat up water, right?
Would that really be possible?
I'll look into it. I think it would be great. Yuri smiles and nods at the thought. Well, I'll be back in a bit. Good luck. Monika waves at Yuri, then turns around and departs down the hallway as Yuri smiles face once more. A moment of daydreaming about tea isn't enough to save her from the anxiety of the task that lies before her. But it must be done. Yuri going all in. I can't believe it. Taking one more deep breath, Yuri timidly opens the clubroom door. Alright, I'm taking that breath with you, girl. I'm taking it with you.
Yuri? Wait, hold on, I'm not done yet.
Sayori shuffles a bunch of papers around. Hey, what was Sayori doing? Was she writing another poem? Or was she doing something completely different? Yuri stammers, her words suddenly caught in her throat. At that moment, she realizes how Sayori has been spending her afternoon.
I wasn't expecting you to come today. I was really hoping to make it all the way through the next chapter first. But I got most of the way through it. And look!
Sayori holds up a sheet of paper. It's pages of notes. Ah, okay, she was reading the books and taking notes. Okay. Beautifully produced with indentations, categories, and even color coding. As Yuri sees it, her expression shifts from anxiety to despair. Did that make it worse? Did that make it worse?
I was afraid you were getting disappointed in me, so I've been trying really hard. Stop.
Yuri presses her fists against her forehead.
Please, stop. I can't take this.
Yuri?
Sayori's voice quivers in shock after having received the exact opposite response she was expecting.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Sayori looks away in guilt.
Did I do something wrong? I don't understand. So if I did something wrong, please tell me.
Yuri shakes her head.
No, it's me.
I keep putting myself in these situations where people are afraid to treat me normally. If you don't like this kind of reading, it's okay. Please, just tell me. I don't need to be treated differently, just because I'm weird.
But I don't treat you differently. I just want my friends to be happy. So I thought that if we did something together that you really like...
I don't want your pee! Whoa, okay, that was kind of aggressive. Holy heck, Yuri!
I don't want your pity. Why did I do that?
Oh! Yuri sinks to her knees. Her voice squeaks.
I'm sorry.
Tears of guilt and self-loathing begin to stream down her face. This isn't how it was supposed to go. Why is it so hard to just articulate your thoughts? Why do you end up pushing everyone away from you? Yuri's mind pounds with eternal accusations as she shuts her eyes, unable to face Sayori or the rest of the world. She should leave. Just escape from here, before Monika sees her like this, and before Sayori tells Monika what she did. But before Yuri can put any strength into her legs, she feels a warm pair of arms gently wrap around from her behind. I never huggle, I never cuddle. I'm not ready. I wasn't ready for the one with Sayori and Monika. I don't think I'm ready for this one. I'm not ready. I'm not ready. I'm not. Oh my god. Okay, we kind of saw this one in the announcement trailer though, so we knew this was coming. But I didn't know at what point. That's the thing. We didn't know at what point. I don't know at what point. Dang! Look at that. Let's see it in all the detail. That's too adorable, man. Is this just the feels the game? Is that what it is right now? The feels the game. It really is. The feels the game. Are you guys enjoying the feels the game? It's one of my favorites. Is it yours? It's a good game. It has the feels. It does. That's precious, honestly precious.
It's okay.
Sayori whispers in a soothing voice.
It's okay. It's okay.
Overcome by despair, Yuri finds herself unable to protest or pull away from Sayori's kind gesture. Yuri sniffles, breathing heavily through a clenched throat, trying with all her willpower to control herself.
I understand. I understand that things you're feeling in your head are different from the things you're trying to say. I know that must be what you're feeling right now. I promise. I understand that. So I'll give you as much time as you need. When you're ready, just tell me your feelings, and we'll talk about them together, okay?
I think Yuri and Sayori are way more similar than we initially thought. I mean, I guess we already thought they were kind of similar, but this is even more proof, you know? Even more evidence. Yuri sniffles again and nods her head. She gives herself a minute to compose her thoughts, then speaks while steadying her voice.
I think that I've gotten so used to people being weirded out by me that it feels like anyone who's nice to me is just doing it out of pity. I'm so horrible with people. So it makes me not want to believe that someone can actually like me for who I am.
Yuri pauses, but Sayori doesn't interrupt. Rather, she waits for Yuri to continue. Sayori knows how to handle these situations. She's a good girl, man. Dang. Sayori, comfort me in my times of need. Please. I need your words of wisdom. Or just your silence of wisdom. Either one. I'll take both.
I got so excited when I joined the literature club. I thought that it was finally my chance to make friends through my interests. Because my interests are the only things I know how to talk about. It's all I have going for me. But then, whenever I catch myself getting overly obsessive in front of other people, it feels like I'm making a fool of myself. I hate myself for it. Ultimately, I just want to be treated like a normal person. But how am I supposed to expect that when I can't behave like one? I just want to learn how to get along with people and stop ruining things for myself. That's all.
Yuri finishes her thoughts, feeling more steady after having gotten them out. Sayori, who can feel Yuri's breath rise and fall from beneath her arms, realizes that as well.
Thank you for helping me understand you a little bit better. You know, you were so great at helping me while we were reading, so I'll help you with the things that you need too. But I feel like it would just be frustrating for you, with how much patience I require sometimes.
That sounds kind of familiar. I couldn't stop worrying about that while we were reading. I was so afraid you would get frustrated with me. Again, see? Similar. Both need a little patience. You already mentioned it earlier on.
But I would never do that. I did my best to reassure you by mentioning how I have a lot of patience.
Yeah, I know. But my irrational fears just won't be quiet sometimes. I'm sure it's the same for you, right?
That's right.
Yeah. Irrational fears.
Well, you know, there's no way that you could frustrate me, because I already like you as the person that you are. I know you said you have a hard time believing that, but I promise that it's true. You didn't have to be a social person for people to like you. I think you're really considerate in your own way, you know, worrying so much about people's feelings.
We're all kind of weird. It's a literature club. But it's the best part that we're all different and have different interests. Like about the book. I'm reading it because I want to. I promise, that's what I really want. It's a bit of a struggle, but try not to mistake that for me not enjoying it. I mean, we could never discuss new things if we didn't try them first, right? I want to learn the reasons that you love it so much. And in the end, if it's not for me, then I can say that, but I'll be glad that I tried it and learned more about you. That is so... Sayori. The truth. The absolute truth. Are you a Sayori out there? Are you a Sayori out there? I love you. Because I love you. I love you. Plus, you're like super duper smart. And I want that to rub off on me. Yuri fights back a smile at that comment. Already the heavy atmosphere surrounding her seems to have evaporated through the caress of Sayori's arms. Oh, she is legitimately smiling in the CG. That's precious. That's honestly precious. Your hair. Your hair is so pretty. I always wanted long hair, but I was awful at taking care of it, so I cut it all off. Yuri's tension relaxes. For once, she feels okay just listening, rather than worrying so much about saying the right thing. Sayori, sensing Yuri's comfort, lets her rest. It must be so difficult for her to feel relaxed around other people. But if the literature club can make it happen, then it's something that she deserves to experience. I want to be a part of this club. I want to be all in. Well then, based on my understanding of your feelings, I suppose I wouldn't mind if we were to continue reading.
That's what I wanted to hear.
But we can stop at any time. If you truly don't like it, please be honest about it. I won't be offended.
Of course. I'm not going to judge anything this early on, though, so we'll just see what happens.
Oh, and, it's not good to touch people without their consent first.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you uncomfortable.
Oh, you didn't? I mean, I suppose it was kind of nice.
Yuri loved it. What's she all about? She loved that one-on-one interaction. Oh, she liked that physical contact. Don't pretend you didn't.
I'm back.
Monika's back. I haven't seen you, like, at all recently.
Sayori trots over to Monika.
She whispers loudly. Can I hug you?
Sure, Sayori. Sayori wraps her arms around Monika. Why wasn't that a CG? Anytime there's a hug, CG it up. I don't care how small. I don't care how little. These hugs need all to be CG. They do. Oh yeah, Yuri. It might be good to know. Sayori can be kind of a hug monster.
Hey, don't call me a monster.
Artemius is a monster. If he inherits the kingdom, it could spell disaster.
Hey! Something from the book. Yuri's gonna like that. Yuri's gonna like that one.
Yuri laughs. Monika perplexedly looks between the two of them, then smiles. Well, I'm glad you've been enjoying your reading so far. It's like our first real activity as the literature club. About that. Well, you've been so patient with exploring my interests. I think that, it would be inconsiderate of me not to return the favor to you and to learn about the things that you like.
Yes. Do you like poetry?
Hey. Yuri smiles.
Alright.
Sayori's the one who got more into the poetry. That's super interesting. Like, even Yuri doesn't seem to really have much interest in it or much knowledge of it. So yeah, Sayori really was the catalyst for all things here to do a DDLC, you know? This is getting good. This is getting real good. We are going to move on to respect for the next video. And guys, like I said, and I always say, if you want to see that and all the other things we do around here, you know what to do.